Alright, so now that we have a basic document structure for products.xml, what we can do is we can start adding in a few more product attributes to the product designer plate. And we're going to do that, and now you can either copy and paste this over and over and over and over again, or you can just create another method that performs that function over and over and over again. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to do private void, oops, not void, we need to return the element object, private element, and we're going to call it set product attribute. Now it's yelling at us because we are missing a return statement. So just go ahead and copy and paste these two pieces, the product name and the product name text, and bring them down here. And go ahead and take them out of this portion of the code. We'll come back and fix this in a second. So instead of calling this product name text, we'll just call this attribute text and attribute name. And we're going to have to pass a few things here. We're going to have to pass what we want to call that product attribute, and we need to pass the value. And also, since XML doc is not a instance or class level variable, we'll have to pass the document object as well, which will be document XML doc. And again, we're missing the return statement. So instead of us stating what the value is, we would just call this value. We would pass the value variable and also the name, and we're going to return the attribute name. So now what's going to happen is we're going to pass the product attribute, what we want to call it, and the value of it, and it's going to return to us an element containing that, and we're going to append that to the product element. So instead of this here, we are going to run the method. So this dot set product attribute, and we're going to call this name. I'm going to call this designer plate, and now we have a method that we can reuse over and over and over again. And we're actually going to append this to the main element, not the product name, so we can actually remove that. Remove this out because we're appending it to the product element, which is the main element. Alright, and to add more, all we need to do is copy and paste. So we'll copy and paste a few, maybe 3 or 4. Actually just 4. And we might want to track the quantity. We might want to track the color of the product. Might want to track a boolean value if it's a set or not. So we'll set the quantity to 12, we'll set the color to red, and we'll set the set value to true. It is a set of designer plates. And again, the SKU is contained in an actual attribute of the product element. Alright, let's go ahead and run this portion, and we should have a few more things pop up in the products.xml file. And again, build successful. Nothing is output to the screen. It looks like we have a problem. So let's go back to write products and figure out what the issue is. And what you'll see here is that we didn't actually append the text portion to the name, so we'll go ahead and append that before we return it. And you'll run across little fumbles that you make, and it's just all about finding them. So now we've appended the text portion to the attribute name element, and we're going to return that. So now when we go back and run the file, it should turn out okay. And there's all of our values. So we can take this a step further, and we can take these values in from the system input, and that's up to you whether you want to do. This is just going over the basic structure of how to pass values into an XML file. So you could create a thread here, or even a while statement that loops through and requests information from the client or user and inputs the information into the XML file. This will actually do a little bit later after we do the read portion of XML, so stick around for that. That'll be the read portion.